vegan turtle cake pops. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to come show y'all how I made these quick and easy vegan cake pops. So I'm actually going to start off by making my flax egg. So just follow the directions that's on the back of the bag, but it's going to be 3 tablespoons of water to every 1 tablespoon of flax egg. Set that to the side and let it rest for 5 minutes. Next, we're going to be using this box cake. Now, these are the ingredients in case you want to make your cake from scratch, but I decided to just go the easy route and make a box cake. So I'm adding all of the ingredients, which was some water, the flax egg, and also 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and just give that a nice little mix and mix it up very well. Next, we're gonna put this into our 9-inch cake pan or whatever type of cake pan that you have. If you want to bake these in cupcakes in a loaf pan, do whatever floats your boat, okay, child? But this is the pan that I had, so this is the pan that we'll be using. So you want to go ahead and pour that into the cake pan, and of course we're going to pop this in the oven on 325 and let this bake for 30 to 35 minutes. After the cake is done and all cooled off, you want to make sure that it is completely cool, okay? We're going to put this cake into a bowl and just crumble it up. Now, I have seen several people do this with their hands. I just didn't feel like doing all that, honey. So I just decided to get me a spoon and just crumble the cake all together into the bowl. So this is the vegan vanilla icing that I'll be using today. So of course you can use whatever you like, child. I started off by just putting about 2 tablespoons down into the cake, the crumbled up cake. But I realized that, baby, this icing was a little bit too hard. So I did put it under some heat and let it melt. You can pop it in the microwave and just let it melt down as far as you can. And then I added about 2 to 3 more tablespoons and just give this a nice little mix. Next, I decided to cut up my dates. So I'm going to be actually using about 5 to 6 dates, and I'm just basically chopping them up really small into pieces. Those are chopped. We're gonna go ahead and add this to the cake and icing mixture, and then I'm also gonna add about 1/3 cups of pecans and just give this a nice little mix until it's incorporated very well. You want it to be kind of mushy to where of course you can roll it together to form the cake balls. So once everything is mixed, I'm basically just taking a spoon, scooping a bit into my hand and rolling it together between my hands to make a ball. Once you've completely rolled all of the balls, you want to line these up on some parchment paper to the side. We're going to actually pop these into the refrigerator or the freezer for about an hour. I actually did mine overnight because it was late at night when I started this. And then after that, the next morning, I just put my chocolate into a bowl and melted it down with some coconut oil. I use about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and a teaspoon of vanilla. After the chocolate is melted, we're going to take a stick, dip it in the chocolate, and then dip it into the cake pop so that it will stick better. And then we're going to dip the cake pop into the chocolate. And you can do this however you like, child. I just decided to do it the easy way. Some of my cake pops were actually falling apart when I was doing it like this. So I don't know if after you put the stick in, you need to let it cool or put it back in the refrigerator to let it get hard. I don't know, child, but this is how I did mine. Now, when I did cover it with the chocolate, I basically set it back onto the parchment paper and then popped them into the refrigerator for another about an hour or two. And when I took them out, they were solid and they were sticking to the stick. These were so delicious, y'all. Have to try them. They were so easy. Comment down below and let me know if you're going to try it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.